Now let's finish the game. First, refill all the necessary stuff. Even though I have some troubles flipping the gravity with a gravity hold, it's still more fun than the original, and one of my favorite weapons in the game. Similar with the crystalline napalm bomb. In fact, I should be using the crystalline more often. Water Wave is tied with the Power Stone for being my least favorite weapon of the game. It just doesn't feel that useful. Napalm Bomb is very useful because of how much of an offensive powerhouse it is, and how it can pierce through multiple enemies at once. Sadly, it can't penetrate enemy guards. If it did, it would be straight up the best weapon in the game. Charge Kick is handy, I guess. It moves twice as fast. I'd rather have air sliding, because once you leave level ground, the Charge Kick deactivates. If it worked like the Charge Kick in Mega Man Maker, I'd use it more often. Gyro Attack, it's like the Silver Tomahawk, so I'm not gonna use it that often. As for the other weapons, Super Arrow is an offensive weapon now. Star Crash, it's more situational. Alright, Rush, save me. I wish the efficiency for that was better. I'll save the endless ROM hacks for later. You know what, let me just use the E-Tank now. I have plenty to spare. Interesting variation of the up and down section. Up and down attackers here? That's neat. Okay. Hello there, robotic yellow devil. I forget the original name of this boss. Each of its body parts deals a massive amount of damage. I sure hope this is its weakness. Yeah, it is. Oh good, he's changing up his pattern. Now, I did say I wouldn't use weaponry against the bosses for the first time. I meant to say that for the Roadmasters. A way to make the old devil encounters less tedious. So the Big Pets Devil. Thanks for the name, YouTube. I like how he had 3 different patterns. The usual one and 2 other ones after he reached his critical phase. You're right, Jedok. This one threw me off more because at first he didn't look like a devil encounter anyways. More easy to get E-tanks. Frankly, I feel this game has got more generous with E-tanks compared to extra lives. Something else I forgot to point out earlier. I'm thankful the game removed the temporary pause upon picking up something. That throws me off in so many other Mega Man games and ROM hacks. Kinda wish we had access to the energy balancer by default, or a quick weapon swapping ability. Of course, he's immune to that. So who's next on the docket? Ah yes, Gachapon. Ah, that's alright. I wanted to see its pattern anyways. Still, the holes have rather peculiar hitboxes. A better weakness would probably be the beat cannon by now. I'm gonna play it safe. This is one of its most dangerous attacks. Goodbye. It's still annoying to hit with charge shots. I suggest using regular pallets or use its weakness. Despite my frustrations, the preceding stage was fine. I mean, the game is pretty generous with E-tanks. It doesn't need to be this generous, to be honest. I appreciate it nonetheless. Oh, hi there, Eddie. Well, we have a different version of Anti-Eddie now. Time for the rematches. And time to suss out enemy weaknesses. Stone Man... That doesn't seem right. Is it Napalm Bomb? No. It's not Power Stone. Could it be Star Crash? Everything seems to deal 2 damage to it. It's Crystal Eye. I just realized I forgot to game over, and I used an E-tank. Wave Man... Probably Gyro Attack then? Yeah, it is. Ah, my slide didn't work. I was on lower health anyways. Let's try this again. Downwards facing arcing projectile makes it easier. Gravity Man. I think it's the water wave because of how it moves. Water wave is still one of the worst weapons in the game by far. No, it's a Napalm Bomb. I say this ROM hack is Mega Man 5 with a obvious mechanic, but bosses are not on a sugar high. At least half of them feel more strategic. Would you be weak to soccer? It one-shots your clone, though. You're weak to gravity. So if he's weak to gravity, then you must be weak to, I guess, stone? Frankly, I feel some of these battles are better with the Mega Buster than their weaknesses. Yeah, head is your weakness, of course it'd be. Basically, your best option is a park it next to him. Also like how the extra life energy is attracted to you. Crystal Man. Star Crash? No. Guys, this charge kick then. Napalm Man. Has to be either Water Wave or Star Crash. Yeah, it's Star Crash. It deletes his projectiles. Even with your Napalm Fist, you stand no chance against me. So that means Charge Man must be weak against the Water Wave. Well, because it waves back and forth, it actually counters him teleporting around me pretty well. Otherwise, this weapon's the worst weapon in the game. Frankly, I'd say it's a downgrade from the original. Now to the Y machine. What's going on? That's different. I expected a Y machine, not a crystal. This is the part of the game where I chuggy tanks like a champ. Last one. Let's see if I can pull through. Last one. Yeah, I'll take the game over. I'll have to go to the boss rush again. Frankly, several of the weaknesses the bosses have are not good to use against them. Here we go again. I'll fast forward this. I don't mind the boss that much. I don't mind any of the bosses that much, actually. This is not even the worst boss rush, Sylveon. I disagree with it being boring, it's thrilling. Once I get the hang of it, weaknesses become easier to use, but again, not the most straightforward always. Alright, we're done. I'm gonna deliberately die over here. Let's try this boss for real now. I like the idea behind it. I kinda wish there was more health in between each section. And there wasn't a boss rush just before it. I usually prefer the normal ones, perhaps with some variations. Well, here we go again. Again, my problem with this boss battle isn't the boss itself, it's what's preceding it. And this phase too. So annoying. The boss itself is pretty neat, but the problem is where it's placed. See, I wouldn't mind it too much either if the boss rush weaknesses were stronger. There we go. After several deaths, this crystalline machine has been destroyed. I would have preferred if it was at the end of another stage instead of this boss rush. This is the stage I dislike the most in the game, unfortunately. What does that do? I wanted to game over anyways. As I was saying, this gives you infinite air slides, but the text should have been more accurate in explaining what it actually does. Get as unlimited usually means unlimited weapon energy, and the graphics made me think it's actually a spike guard or something. But that means the final battle will be a lot more crazy. Extra insurance. First phase was easy, now to the Wily capsule itself. That's different. One more. Goodbye, Wily. I expected to only have 2 or 3 attacks, not 5 or 6 of them. Certainly cuts down on the tedium, and for the majority of the battle, he didn't stay outside my firing range with the Buster. So this is a good time to give my overall thoughts on Rockman 5 air sliding as a whole. To modify Daibuman's statement, this is Mega Man 5, but more interesting. My main issue with the original Mega Man 5 was just how bland and forgettable it is. Oh sure, the levels themselves are competent, but they're boring, and many of them don't have gimmicks that make them stand out, or even if they have gimmicks that are underutilized. That's why my favorite stages in that game were Gravity Man and Wave Man, and to a lesser extent Stone Man. Now, how this game fixes these issues is by introducing a new gimmick, that being air sliding, that permeates through the entire game's design. With this, the level design is opened up in many interesting avenues, especially during the Dual Fortress stages, but where the game really shines is during the boss battles. Even though I complained about a few of the boss battles, for example the penultimate Crystal Machine, I enjoyed all the encounters. All of them were more interesting than the base encounters in base Mega Man 5. Graphics were basically unchanged. This ROM-hack mostly uses music from the Kirby franchise, and most of the renditions were fine, although some of them were definitely lackluster. Gameplay was overall fun, although it took some time to get used to the air sliding controls. Though, where I do have some complaints about this game are the weaponry. Some of the weapons in this game were very fun to use. Special mention goes to the Gravity Hold, where you can now flip gravity on demand, and the Napalm Bomb, which fires out faster, a longer distance, and its explosions can pierce through multiple enemies at once. Unfortunately, we also have weapons like the Water Wave and Power Stone, especially the former, which just suck to use in most scenarios. Although I still put the Power Stone over the Water Wave, as it is somewhat useful against certain enemy types, and good against Gyro Man. But the Water Wave, even though it's Charge Man's weakness, it feels bad to use against them. And I feel the weaknesses should deal extra damage against the bosses which they're supposed to be strong against. Frankly, the Crystal Machine should be moved on to its own stage, and the Roadmaster rematch stage should end immediately after you defeat the last Roadmaster, or put an easier boss at the end. Frankly, I'd say my favorite bosses are the Crystal Machine, as well as Darkman 4. Darkman 4 because of him essentially being an amalgamation of all 8 Roadmasters plus Proto Man, and the Crystal Machine because of all the phases it has. An honorable mention goes to the Big Pets Devil. I'd like to see this air-sliding mechanic ported over to other games like Mega Man 4 and 6. As a matter of fact, hold that thought for later. So, I recommend you try out this title. As much as I complain about this game, most of the challenges and difficulty progression were fair. There were some instances of forced weapon usage, but those were in the further stages, so you were expected to have weaponry by that point, and there is usually extra weapon energy lying around nearby. And the game was on the more generous side in terms of extra lives and especially E-tanks. Plus it keeps the more generous Mega Man 5 drop tables. Even if you're a average skilled Mega Man Classic player, I still recommend you try this out. As I said a few minutes ago, this is basically Mega Man 5 but more interesting. Well then, I hope you all enjoyed my live Let's Play of Rockman 5 Air Sliding, viewers. If you enjoyed this title, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help out the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in a future Let's Play.